would be much better employed in attacking what really is intimidating, which is the awareness among everyone in this profession, including CNN, which told me last year that it wouldn't run the cartoons from Denmark because it was afraid for the safety of its bureau chiefs. Let's see where the real intimidation is coming from.
You're trying to say that these few people, that's all the problem is, these few bad apples.
They always can come with the same accusations. This speaker supports death penalty for homosexuals. This speaker supports death penalty for...
The idea that someone should be killed if they leave the
That's
Islamic...
horrible.
They subjugate women, etc., etc., etc. It's the same old stuff coming all the time.
You're saying that the idea that someone should be killed if they leave the Islamic religion is just a few bad apples?
The people who would actually believe and enact that you murder somebody if they leave Islam is not the majority of Muslims at all.
Okay. And we always try to tell them, I always try to tell them that, look, it's not that speaker that we're inviting who has these extreme radical views, as you say. These are general views that every Muslim actually has. Every Muslim believes in these things.
But why are you so hostile about this concept?
It's gross. It's racist.
It's not. But it's so nuts.
It's like saying those stateless, shifty Jew.
You're not.
So I will ask you, everyone in the room, how many of you are normal Muslims? You're not extremists. You're not radical. This is normal Sunni Muslims. Please raise your hands. Allahu Akbar. Next question. How many of you agree that the punishments described in the Quran and the Sunnah, whether it is death...
Ben, we have to be able to criticize bad ideas. And
of course we do. No liberal doesn't want to criticize bad ideas.
But Islam at this moment is the motherlode of bad ideas.
Jesus.
So we have...
Whether it is stoning for adultery, whatever it is, if it is from Allah and His Messenger, that is the best punishment ever possible for humankind. And that is what we should apply in the world. Who agrees with that? Allahu Akbar.
But Islam at this moment is the motherlode of bad ideas.
Jesus.
So we have...
How many of you just go to these normal masajids in Norway, the normal Sunni mosques? Please raise your hands. Allahu Akbar.
So let's see. First of all, we had Theo van Gogh, stabbed to death in the streets for writing a play critical of Islam. Then there was the 7/7 bombings in London, which of course were conducted by Christians, as was the same with the Madrid train bombings. Oh no, sorry, those weren't conducted by Christians, but by Muslims. And God is great. What else could you possibly shout before crashing an airliner full of civilians into a skyscraper full of civilians? Of course, Allah Akbar. What else could show how great Allah is to the world than by killing civilians? Then there was the Danish cartoons, which led to well over 100 people being killed around the world and embassies being torched, which of course was due to Buddhism. Oh no, sorry. It wasn't Buddhism, it was Islam. And then there was the soldier who was run over and they tried to behead him with cleavers and knives on the street of London. And of course it goes without saying, they were Hindus. Oh no, they were Muslims motivated by Islam as well.
To give you one point of contact, 78% of British Muslims think that the Danish cartoonists should have been prosecuted. 78%.
Boston bombers, Islam. Salman Rushdie writes a book, has to go into hiding, Islam.
They're afraid to speak out because it's the only only religion that acts like the mafia that will fucking kill you if you say the wrong thing, draw the wrong picture, or write the wrong book.
So you do have,
there's a reason why Ayaan Hirsi Ali needs bodyguards 24/7.
And now we have cartoonists. I mean cartoonists, unarmed cartoonists shot with assault weapons. And what do gunmen killing cartoonists shout? Wow, I mean, how great their God must truly be if his skin is so thin that he can't merely take being satirized by cartoons. Now, many will bandy around the term Islamophobia, like it's a completely irrational fear that gunmen will barge into your satirical magazine offices and start shooting people. Like there isn't any chance that people motivated by Islam will blow up jets, buses, trains, stab playwrights in the streets. Yeah, it's all a completely unfounded, irrational fear. It's like Bill Maher has said. We have to deal with this simple, honest truth. We just have to call it like it is.
When South Park got threatened last week by Islamists incensed at their depiction of Muhammad, it served, or should serve, as a reminder to all of us that our culture isn't just different than one that makes death threats to cartoonists. It's better.
Western culture does not inspire people to throw childish and homicidal, religiously inspired tantrums whenever it feels insulted. It doesn't burn people's embassies down for the slightest jibe against its wafer-thin skin. It doesn't stab people to death in the streets for writing the wrong play, or try and behead them in the streets, or slaughter them with automatic gunfire simply because someone drew some cartoons. Indeed, let's count the number of religions. The entire number of religions in the 21st century who would pull stuff like this. It seems to me there is only one unique religion that can lay claim to making people this psychotic over something as trivial as cartoons.
Because when I make a joke about the Pope, he doesn't send one of his Swiss guards in their striped pantaloons to stick a pike in my ass. When I make a Jewish joke, rabbis make kvetch about it, but they don't pull out a scimitar and threaten an adult circumcision.
But I can already hear the chorus. But what about the moderates? Well, what about them? How does that in any way negate the fact that it was their religion, that in a way that is all but unique to Islam, that inspired these Muslims to kill unarmed French cartoonists with assault weapons?